Hi, Mark.
Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Not, I can't see you, but
Good. That may not be a bad thing.
no, it's good to see you.
Good to
I
see
was
you.
at-
Long time no see. Long time no hear.
yeah, long time no love. Yeah, so I was on my own for like 8 minutes, and yeah, I was just like talking to myself, and I thought, and I was hearing myself, and I realised I say far too much in these.
Probably. I'm just more worried that you're so lonely.
No, not lonely. I mean, I can always keep myself company, but I just see. I did it there. I did it there. I'm trying to get very aware of how I'm speaking because for the listeners, like when someone's watching in a normal, this is live by the way, just so you know. Like this week in, I don't think there's many people watching at the moment. We'll see if some people like. Normally, we get people watch it after we've done the live show.
Okay.
So I think people like it when I'm more clear in what I say because sometimes I'm a little bit all over the place. And
Yeah, but I think most people are in life, you know. I think if you can get your pertinent point across, you're quite lucky because I do the same.
yeah, but I've noticed with other people's podcasts, like I like it when people like have a debate or something, but when I see that they mince words, yeah, like they add a lot of what do they call it? Is it word salad? Like we're doing now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fluffing.
Yeah, when they're fluffing, then I kind of get put off because I always like it when there's I don't mind if people are talking like we are now. That's fine. That's just two people talking. But when someone's a terrible communicator, it's kind of like, well, you know, when you go into a meeting and there's a techie person like myself, and you know, you say like, how much is the price of bread? And then they start telling you, you know, like the whole history of the world.
Yeah, yeah. But let's not worry about it anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, it's been a few weeks since we've met, and
Yes.
I did it again. And a lot has changed in the crypto space. I had a bit of a surprise this morning when I saw Bitcoin had gone above 20K.
I was the same, and I think I had a good look at about 4 or 5 different coins, and they've all gone up. So it's the usual chicken and egg. The Bitcoin goes first, hopefully, and then everything follows it.
Well, one of the things that's been happening in the last few weeks I've noticed is Bitcoin's been stable and a lot of the altcoins have still crashed even further. So because this looks like it's happening all round, it might be the first indications of positive sentiment. And people talk about what does positive sentiment mean? And for me, I think it just means that everyone who can be liquidated has been liquidated because most people who sell are doing it because they're on margin call or something similar to that. So I think that this is just meaning that most people have been wiped out. I'm sure a lot of people have been bankrupted and they haven't got anything more to sell. Simply.
Possibly on a different tack. It could be something to do with the new prime minister.
I think that's a big part of it.
Whether he's meant to be crypto friendly.
Well, do you want to talk about that? Because we're UK focused in some way.
Are
So
UK
do you want to
focused.
tell people who the prime minister is and what the background of it all is?
Do you know, my daughter asked me 2 days ago who the prime minister was.
For UK.
And I said, of the UK. And I said, I had no idea. We just have to take potluck on the next one. And then yesterday, yesterday was he put in?
On Monday. Monday.
And it's Rishi Sunak, isn't it?
Yeah, Rishi Sunak, yes.
Yeah, because I can't keep up with it all. But I had a quick look at the news this morning. He's meant to be crypto friendly. He's meant to be bringing some UK stable coin in theory. But we'll wait and see. I mean, again, with all of these crypto stuff, crypto and tax, any government's not going to want to miss out on a piece of the pie. So they'll want to bring something in.
Yeah, well, Rishi Sunak, I have been following it. I will admit, there was from about 2002 to 2015, 2016, I didn't follow UK politics much, even though I'm from the UK, and I've moved back now, or to Gibraltar, which is part of Britain and kind of UK. I didn't follow it, and I always knew that I was that something had happened and I was out of touch, because suddenly I heard that Brexit had happened, or the UK were going to vote on it, and I was like, "What's Brexit?" And I was
That's
probably the only British person who didn't know what Brexit was around 2016. I think it was, the vote had already happened.
I think it was the end of 16 that it happened. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I heard after, which shows I was like, it was almost like I was living on Mars or something.
Well, you're very lucky. The word Brexit became swear term in the end. It just went on and on. It went on, and unfortunately, it's still going on and on. I'm sure everyone around the world even knows it. The Americans, the Asians, the Europeans, and it's still going on, and it's still going to go on well into March next year. But that's 2023. So you're looking at 6-7 years now. It's silly.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. I heard a lot of jokes about it. The fact that Brexit happened and Rishi Sunak's now Prime Minister. He's said to be half Indian or partly Indian. I'm partly Indian myself. I'm half Indian. But actually, I think his background is Pakistan.
Oh, right.
Not
well,
Indian.
That's a big difference.
Yeah. And his family was from Kenya, Tanzania. So,
oh, right. Okay.
So there's a lot of like misinformation going around. But
well, yeah,
it's funny that people focused on the fact that he was Asian.
Yeah, well, I saw a good post this morning. I think they were saying we have an English, a Christian king. We have a Hindu chancellor or prime minister, and I think a Jewish. So we've got pretty much every religion covered now in Britain. So
yeah, I mean, I think it reflects UK well, because UK, one thing I love about it, it's a multicultural country. Definitely. And it's very obvious every time I come back. I'm in the UK at the moment.
Yeah.
And
we've embraced everything from around. We've embraced everything from around the world.
Yeah, and I think it's good to have a prime minister who reflects that, actually. Yeah. And a lot of people don't like the fact that he's rich, he's this, he's that. And I say, look, we're not asking him to marry your daughter. We're asking him to fix the country.
It's a good point.
Although I bet a lot of people wouldn't have minded if he'd married their daughter. But
no. I think the problem is that, if you're looking at the betting shops, they're probably opening books now to see how long he lasts.
I've wanted him to be prime minister for a couple of years, and not just because he has been very crypto friendly in the past, but also because he has a lot. You can see from the way he talks and he conducts himself that he does conduct himself quite well. I mean, I was impressed that he didn't do any of this "I told you so" stuff after he won about Liz Truss. Every time I see, for example, Labour, as much as I want to vote for Labour, and I agree with a lot of their principles and the things they say, I just can't stand it when I see them in public saying the Conservative Party have done this and the Labourers will fix it, and just come out with a plan to stop picking on the competition, and just tell us how you're going to fix it, and a solid plan that can work. Don't just say these guys are bad, we're good.
I'm hoping it's going to be that way, because it's turned into a bit of a shit show, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, I think people are fed up of it, even more than they were for the last 20 years. So
Yeah,
Honestly, it's the best policy. If you can't fix it, you can't fix it.
I think Rishi can fix it. I hope he can fix it. I've got good hopes that he can fix it, and it's a bit of a long shot, but I kind of hope he does a good job and leads. Even though most people I know are Labour supporters, I kind of hope that he leads the Tories into the next election, because everything I've heard coming out of the Labour camp recently, it's just been so bad. It's just been, if the Labours were in power, this would have never happened.
There's no substance with Labour. But let's get back on the crypto track. Has Sunak invested any fintech crypto companies at all, or
I don't know, but I do think he'll be good for crypto, because the thing is, if the UK gets its act together on crypto regulation, and I mean, it doesn't have to be pro crypto, it just has to be some solid regulation so that people can move forward and do something. If we get that, that will push Europe, that will push America. I mean, this is a big thing. I think this is huge. And he does understand the value of crypto, I think. And after seeing a lot of what he's done as a chancellor, I think he might make some positive inroads into making things happen. I think he might with crypto.
Well, watch this space.
Yeah, watch this space. So that could be why crypto's boomed. But the other thing that I've heard why it could boom is ever since the pound has been like a yo-yo. And the pound being like a yo-yo is when you see like major currencies like becoming so unstable, crypto becomes a safe haven, of course. And I think that the last few months for people who are bullish crypto has been fantastic. And for people who've been bullish crypto and got cash in the bank, it's been amazing, because people have publicly said, I'm loading up on crypto at 20k. So I think there's a lot of large firms who've got traders saying go into crypto at 20k. Maybe you can push it to 22, 25, and every time crypto falls to like 18k, they love it, because they just keep buying it. Because one thing is, to buy a large amount of crypto, you don't want to move the market. It's simple. So how do you buy $10 billion of crypto without moving the market?
I mean that's interesting what you're saying. So you're saying basically that the more mainstream traders, more general public are moving into it.
No, not the general public. I'm saying that if you're the general public, like if you want to buy £100 of Bitcoin, you can just go to an exchange and buy it. Yeah, no one's going to notice it. Yeah, right. If you want to buy £10,000 or even $1 million, it doesn't matter. It's not going to move the market. But if you're a large pension fund or investment fund or company with a lot of assets on your books, you might be buying, like Tesla when they bought their $1 billion of Bitcoin. You might buy $1 to $2 billion of Bitcoin, even a few hundred million. But when you buy that, if you go to an exchange and you buy $1 billion of Bitcoin in one go, you would literally push the price globally of Bitcoin from probably $20,000 to 30,000 or 20 something thousand. And the reason of that is it's just the way the order book works. And for the public who don't know how the order book works, when you go to an exchange, there have to be people willing to sell Bitcoin to you, and you might get 10 people, like $10,000 willing to sell it at 20,500. Then you might get another $1 million at 21,000, $2 million at 23,000. So the higher the price you pay, the more Bitcoin you can buy. So what that means, if someone goes in with a big order, they just end up paying more. And if the price goes up on one exchange, and here's the interesting part, the other exchanges it goes up on, because people are arbitraging between exchanges.
Yeah, they're all linked as well. Yeah. I mean, if you look at the overall trend, when was the all-time high for Bitcoin? Was back in January. That was, say, 60,000. We're down to 20,000 now. It's been
69 was an all-time
69, but it's been 20 now for 9 months. So this is probably, even though 5%, that's probably a little blip over the long term. Again, I would say rather than doing it day to day, I'm looking at it month to month. And we'll see what happens sort of towards Christmas time, I think.
Well, I'm looking at it over 5 years. 5 years ago, Bitcoin was the same price it is now. So,
Well, that's a very valid point.
yeah. So basically, it is the next bull run on Bitcoin is just going to be so huge.
Well, the interesting thing is, what are we? 26th, 31st of October was when Satoshi released the white paper, and that's 14 years now.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
That's crazy. That's you're getting a long time of 14 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I tell everyone this: if you're into crypto, if you're not into Bitcoin, or you're just into crypto, you like the whole thing. Bitcoin was the world's first blockchain.
Yes.
Read the white paper. Read the white paper. It's, I don't know how many pages, 6 pages, not very many pages. And the most interesting pages are the references at the back. Have a read of those references, and that gives you the history of how the blockchain came about and everything like that. So it's worth a good read. Doesn't take long. If you don't understand anything, Google's your friend. Look up hash, look up Merkle tree, look them all up. So anyone out there listening, watching, go and have a good look.
Yeah, I agree. That's good advice. Good advice.
Oh, thank you. Is that the first good thing I've said? Oh.
Yeah, that was second. That was good though. Yeah, I mean, you have to look. Yeah, look, understand the basics. Yeah. So on another topic, I was supposed to go and I was hoping to speak at IPFS conference in Portugal in a few days,
right.
but I didn't get accepted, so
yeah,
I wasn't good enough.
more fool them.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it means that I haven't told the story of what I was going to talk about well enough. And what else? Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. So much is happening. So much is happening in the industry. There is no bear market. As a developer, this is actually the bull market.
Yeah,
it is incredible. Like, and actually, even when you see what's happening, you see Tether going to be available from cash machine, 42,000 cash machines. Is it in Brazil?
Yeah, I think what they're doing, the normal cash machine, they're just putting that option in as well.
But that's huge. I mean,
yeah,
because you can't. So it means the US won't be able to control in the same way who can take out US dollars. I mean, it's dollarization, isn't it?
It is, but interesting. If you read the article and have a good a good delve into it, the actual volume that is traded on Tether is negligible. Hopefully it'll be a lot more, but we'll see within a few months.
Well, do you mean from the cash machines?
From the cash machines, yeah.
But can people pull out normal dollars from the cash machine in Brazil?
Yeah. They're basically looking at, I think it's 24,000. It's just normal cash machines that put, I think, I'll have to look into it a bit more, but I think there was some other crypto you could have got from it. But the trading volume on any of the crypto was, peanuts really. So it will be interesting with the Tether. Oh no, that was it. It wasn't peanuts being used. It was the amount of times the cash points were used, rather than the cash points being used to take out 10, 20, 30 pounds, euros, whatever. They were being used to take out 20 grand at a time.
Oh, I see.
But that was probably once or twice a day. So it was a strange little anomaly I saw with it. So again, I'll have to have a good look at that. I've been off the news for the last couple of weeks, having a bit of crypto downtime.
Yeah, because a lot of the news is just it's just like the same things. Like things are just
Yeah.
like when crypto's not in the news, a lot of people might think that it's going down, but people are just actually working harder than ever. They're not marketing stuff. They're just actually building. It's builder time now. It's great.
Well, as you say, there's plenty going on behind the scenes with yourself as well. So
yeah, for myself as well. I've never been busier with doing crypto stuff. I just don't have enough hours in the day. So for me, it's like the bull market in crypto at the moment. I think it's because when people see crypto and they think it's a bear market, that's because they're thinking of tokens and coins and prices. But what they might not realize is that's probably 0.0001% of the potential of crypto. Crypto's potential is actually in totally different things.
Oh, and interesting. I think I had a look about 6 months ago. It could have been longer than that. How many coins, tokens out there? And it was about 22,000 different ones. And I had a look about 10 days ago, and actually it's gone down. There's only about 20,000 now. So
only 20,000. Yeah.
Well, I just think people are, it was like the old ICO days, the token, that's dead. Let's focus on things rather than just pumping things out.
Yeah, I think looking at the price of crypto is like looking at the price of electricity and saying that, oh, it's getting too cheap. I don't like it. I mean, when you're looking at crypto, like the usage is exploding like electricity. The price might be going down for your tokens, but the usage is going up.
The usage is only hampered or hindered by your imagination.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Whatever you can think of to use it, and this is where I think the intelligent people really come along, and the tech people, where it can be applied.
I agree.
I mean, we've got the NFT market started on art and things like that, but NFTs now can be used for pretty much anything.
Yeah, NFTs, that's another one. I think NFTs are going to be absolutely everywhere, because this idea of token gating, that you have tokens on your phone or you have tokens in your like MetaMask or whatever, and they give you access to things. For me, for example, I think we spoke about this. For me, DeFi was interesting because when I first used DeFi, it showed me that really the use case for Web3 and crypto was you could go to different websites and you didn't have to sign up. That was it. For me, that's the gateway drug. Oh, it's sign up. I don't have to give all these credit card details and everything when I use a site. And I think people will start to get options like pay with USDC and pay with MetaMask as well for services. Because if you hold crypto, it could be USDC or it could be something else, Tether, or it could even be Bitcoin. If you have any assets in your digital, in your MetaMask, you could literally go to something online and say, oh, I'll pay for that service using Bitcoin, and they can do the conversion at their end.
Yeah, I mean, do you think MetaMask is the sort of market leader at the moment?
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is. It's way ahead of everything else. It's a bit of a problem, I think, because I think MetaMask is kind of like the Windows, the Windows of the crypto world, and there might be better wallets out there, but MetaMask is, when you build a website, the thing is, you'll have a thing saying sign in with MetaMask or sign in with this, sign in with that. So as a developer, you have to, you're under extreme pressure to get the thing working. And if you have to support 50 different wallets, you're just not going to do it. You just don't have time. So most people will just support MetaMask.
I mean, that's the wallet I use for those sort of things. I'm trying to think, whenever I sign into something, what options they give me, and I can't remember any of the other wallets.
They do give you Coinbase option often.
Not for me.
but
No, thank you.
Coinbase is just a fork. It's just a copy of MetaMask.
Oh, right.
Most of them are copies of MetaMask because I think MetaMask is open source, or a lot of the code underneath it is.
Yeah.
And a lot of the other wallets just take that code and make some changes to it and put their own logos on it.
Trying to think what other ones come up. Exodus wallet, is that?
Yeah.
Or am I thinking something else? Anyway.
You can even
I
find
think
things on Ledger via the web as well.
Yeah, but it involves you buying the Ledger wallet.
Yeah, it's not so. I've done it. It's not so user friendly.
Well, that's it. MetaMask is getting easier and easier to use.
Yes.
For non-crypto people. Before it was a bit of a PIA, but now it's a lot easier. Connects a lot easier. Yeah.
I think something else we haven't talked about, by the way, that we should talk about is the crypto jib.
Yes.
Yeah. So we both went to that in Gibraltar. That was a couple of weeks ago, and I thought it was fantastic. I went in, I not knowing what to expect, and I was quite amazed. There was good speakers, actually not speakers, good panels. There was interesting people to meet. There was a fantastic vibe there, and great food as well.
I think is that the third one they've done? I think it's the third one. Obviously, we had the COVID years, the wastelands, but it's great. It's great for Gibraltar. Gibraltar is a great place to come and visit. We're by far ahead of a lot of countries and jurisdictions on the crypto regulations, and it was a good event, really good event. Plenty of people there, plenty of, as you say, speakers, but panelists as well. So you just haven't got someone droning on about a specific subject. It's there to have a chat, just like we're having a chat.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely learned something by going there from some of the speakers.
Definitely. I mean, Pete Burgess is brilliant.
Pete Burgess, he's the organizer.
He knows what he's doing. And I said it's at least the third time, if not the fourth. And I speak to a lot of people who don't go to conferences because they like their anonymity, or they don't go because it's not their interest. But I can honestly say every single conference I've gone to has been better than I thought I had by a long shot. And we've had a couple of Bitcoin conferences recently, the Amsterdam one, which I probably wouldn't have gone to, but I had real FOMO on that one.
Did you go?
No, I didn't. So I'm really annoyed. So next year I might book it in. And then there was one in Glasgow, Edinburgh. That was last weekend, I think. And again, I had real FOMO on that one because I didn't go to that one. But I'm hoping next year it'll be in London, which is a lot easier, a lot more accessible. But maybe we'll book in for that because the conferences are great. You'll chat to lots of people. If there's someone not quite interested in your particular field, the next person you talk to will be. And and I've made some great friends out of it. Talk to them regularly too. So I think we'll have a few things booked in for next year. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I've contacted some of the guests, and I'm trying to set up some interviews still with some of the people from the conference. I mean, they had a lot of good speakers here. They had MasterCard, Fireblocks, Damex, of course. So Damex was one of the big sponsors. They had trading strategies as well. Miko was there. Yeah. They had the NFT, the guy Aaron
Payas, was it?
Aaron Payas, yeah. So we should bring him on a show at some point because he's a PhD in mathematics or something, and
could be definitely maths involved. Yeah,
he's a smart guy, very smart guy. So we should bring him on to talk about NFTs because he talked about an idea about NFT gating, and he said, I don't mind using my NFT as a pass, but I don't want to have to do it via my main crypto wallet. I mean, because if you do that, someone could just come up to you. If you enter some club with an NFT gated wallet, someone could come in and hold everyone hostage, and
Well, it's like it's the old $5 wrench attack. You can have as much protection as you like. Passwords extra, but if someone's got a $5 wrench against your head, you're going to give them everything. So
yeah. So I think there could be a solution where you issue yourself a pass and say this is valid for 24 hours to prove that I have these assets.
Well, it must be doable.
Yeah.
Definitely doable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely doable. I know when we had COVID passes, they had a limit of about a month or something like that. So the tech must be there, and on the blockchain, always easy. You put the time lock on it, time expire. I'll let you techie guys sort that out, but I don't think it's too difficult.
But yeah, it can be done. I mean, it's been done many times to get a time limited pass, but that was one of the suggestions Aaron had at the event, and there was a lot of other things I heard which were interesting. And who else was speaking? I don't know.
I like the insurance, crypto insurance.
Yeah, crypto insurance. Yeah, that was it. And also, they also talked about the last few years, how things have changed. How a few years ago, people would laugh at at the possibility of doing the things that they're doing now, and now they're happening.
Well, yes. I mean, that's, as I say, it's been 14 years since it's come out. If you had a look from one 6 pieces of paper, it's turned into a $1 billion market worldwide. It is amazing.
And what about Cardano? I mean, Cardano, I'm hearing from everyone it's going to be the next big thing, but I still don't understand how it's going to be used, and I'm trying to find someone who can explain Cardano to me, and so far no one has been able to.
Well, it's utility.
Yes, it's utility. No one's explained it, and I've been trying to find someone.
Don't ask me.
Yeah?
Don't ask me.
I've always said don't ask people.
Don't ask me. Yeah. I mean, it's been around. How long has Cardano been around?
It's been around for, I don't know, 5 years, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it must be at least 270. I mean, anything that lasts that long, it stays in the top 10, top 20. It's got to have some substance behind it.
Well, I think they're making an ecosystem which is tied into the regulation of different countries, especially around Africa, and maybe it's growing there, and I just can't see that. And this is why I want someone to show me some videos to say, look, here's a normal person, not a person with a PhD in a science, using it to do something, in the real world.
There we are. If we've got any Cardano fans watching, or
we know Cardano people, and we
do know a few Cardano people, but
yeah,
ping us, message us, send us any YouTube videos, whatever you like, and we'll have a good look.
Yeah,
it's the same. It's similar, well, not quite so similar, but the XRP is going back up, and I don't know where we are on that at the moment with the SEC. Excuse me.
I've just put XRP in the back of my mind. I don't know if anything's ever going to happen with it.
There's a lot of people sitting on a lot of XRP, sitting on a lot of money, waiting.
I'll tell you a project I do think is interesting is Sovereign, which is Bitcoin, smart contracts. It's an Ethereum virtual machine. And I'll admit I'm a holder of them, and they've made a protocol so if you can take your Bitcoin, and what you do is you can borrow it, use it as collateral, and lend yourself, say, 0.9, the equivalent of 0.9 Bitcoin in US dollars. Now, if you're
only in USD, or
it's USD, or stable coin in USD.
Right.
And then what happens?
Then, or just a USD.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's something mapped to the USD.
Right.
And what happens is, so you've got your 90 cents on the dollar. if Bitcoin goes down 10%, you can get liquidated. But if it goes up, you basically can pay off your loan, get your Bitcoin back, and even buy more Bitcoin. So they've got smart marketing saying turn your something like turn 1 Bitcoin into 2.
Yeah.
And it's actually not a bad strategy, because if Bitcoin falls, often it falls more than 10% anyway. So if you've taken out the dollars, you can literally probably buy back more than your 1 Bitcoin anyway.
I know. Well, I know you explained this to me before, and it does make sense. But as soon as you say marketing strategy, get one, double your money, it reeks of scam then. So
It's
wish you hadn't told me that.
Yeah, it's like those Elon Musk things where people take his videos and they say live feed on YouTube, and they have Elon Musk or Michael Saylor, and they have a thing saying send your Bitcoin to this address and get 2 back. And I think loads of people do it.
Oh yeah, I think that's stopped now. I know we had about 18 months of that going on. For crazy. And you look at those addresses on the blockchain, people were sending it.
Oh know? Really?
yeah. It was crazy. I mean, I think there was one a week, or that I saw. Maybe it was about 18 months ago, and literally those blockchain addresses, which you can look up, folks. Always look up an address if you need to, and it was filling up.
Oh wow. Well, I saw it the first time I saw it, I was like, what is this? Is this for real? I was like, why? And because I thought, why haven't YouTube shut it down? And they make it look professional, and you're thinking, oh, is this live? Is this some like some monumental thing's going to happen? It's good. It's great marketing. Great marketing.
Oh, it's great. I mean,
Twitter,
the Elon Musk Twitter handle, there must be thousands of them,
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they've got 2 million followers and everything like that, which he just bought. And it was quite amazing. So apologies if you did fall into any of those traps, but don't do it again.
Yeah.
Proper,
we should bring by the way, we should bring what is it, Sean and the other people onto some of these live shows. That could be good.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can get a nice big play set up, and we can do a couple of panel discussions.
Yeah, should we try that for next time?
Yeah, I like it. We'll have a couple of topics.
We can put it on a group, on the Jib Crypto channel, and we can say who wants to be live with us.
Yeah, I like it.
I think one thing I've noticed in the crypto world is a lot of people don't want to be public. It's amazing.
No, I mean, I remember when I first got into Bitcoin crypto, I was more than happy to be anonymous, but I think these days it's very hard to remain anonymous.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the government's not like the early days. They're generally not putting you in jail these days.
No, and you're not gonna not fight the system. But there's enough pictures of you around the place. It doesn't take long for anyone who's in the know to have a little Google, have a little Facebook, have a look at all the social media out there. And my 12-year-old daughter could do it in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You got to remember how many people on the planet, 6 billion.
Yeah.
Why would they be interested in you?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have any money.
You're not that special.
I'm not doing anything dodgy, so let them.
Exactly. So I think there's less and less anonymity involved, but some people still enjoy it, and perfect for them.
Yeah, I do understand when people have big crypto holdings, they're very careful about what they say online.
I imagine people with big Bitcoin holdings don't bother going online.
Yeah, they don't bother. Yeah,
no.
They don't.
Why would they want to sit around and talk about crypto?
I mean, some of the people who hold a lot, they're so interested in it. I think I'd still talk a lot about it if I had some, because if I had a lot, because it's interesting. There's a lot of interesting subjects in it. So it's kind of like, as a techie, it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. and you're
Yeah.
putting the pieces in. That's
Yeah.
how I see it. I don't
Well,
really see it as crypto itself is interesting. I just see it like a jigsaw puzzle.
Oh, I hate the phrase "you're in it for the tech" because I don't understand a lot of the tech. I understand the basics, but it amazes me every month there's new stuff coming out. And I mean, when I say new stuff, it's just a new branch of crypto. There's new stuff coming out every hour, but just a whole new branch, you know. Crazy new words made up, DeFi, you know, where did that come from? You know, I just think it's amazing. You know, ICOs, where did that come from? It's the imagination again. It's the only thing that holds you back is your lack of imagination on the crypto market.
Well, I think there's two things there. One is the things that come out every night or every day you see, they seem new, but someone might have been working on that for 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
Oh, totally.
And
totally.
I think that's one part of it. I think the other part is the vocabulary of crypto. It's like with the web. I mean, I was into web development and IT stuff before crypto, and you ended up with this vocabulary like HTML, CSS, server side, client side, UI. You end up with this like vocabulary, which is good because people can build on it, and you're starting to get that with crypto. You know, like you have ICO, like you said, you have stable coin, you have algorithmic stable coin, you have, you know, and in different parts of crypto, you're getting a common vocabulary that people can actually talk around now, and which is always a good thing, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a whole, as you say, whole vocabulary, whole dictionary about it.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Is there anything else we should cover in today's episode, and then we can chat offline for a bit?
Yeah, I think, yeah. I've got a lot more news on that front. Nothing particularly exciting or scandalous.
All right.
Yeah.
Should we do the shout outs before we go? So
Go on then. Go on.
So the main show is sponsored by Damex, who
Damex and
crypto OTC and debit card based in Gibraltar. Fantastic company.
Yeah, they're around the world exhibiting just about everywhere. I noticed again they're off somewhere else today. Yeah. So you'll find them somewhere.
And Mark is from
Knightsbridge. We're company managers in Gibraltar with some crypto interests. And
Yaz.com. Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh no, Zubair is.
We didn't plan our advert, did we? Very well.
We're not. We're not in it for the promotion. We're in it about talking about crypto.
Yeah. And I'm Yaz.com. I'm building a distributed. No, actually, I'm going to change the way that I tell people about it. It's a crowdsourced tool for building applications. That's it. And it uses crypto at the back end.
Yeah.
All right.